Hey guys, hey beauties, how are you guys doing? Um, I know it's been quite a long time, quite a while since I've been on. A lot of things have changed. Different scenery, just a lot of things have changed. But I wanted to come on here because we're going to discuss the newest updates, rumors, whatever you want to call them, about Don and Candus. And we're going to talk about Rudy Farias and Alexee Trevizo. And I'm really interested to hear what you guys think about it and what your opinions are. So let's start with Rudy first. So his mother reported him missing in 2015. 8 years later, his mother announced that he had been found outside of a church, unable to speak. So this is the timeline, supposedly. So in 2015, he took his two dogs for a walk, and this is all according to the mother. Janie, whatever her name is, took his two dogs for a walk. The dogs returned without Rudy. So she then reported him missing. Well, investigators and detectives on the case spoke to 4 private investigators that worked the case through these whole 8 years. They all said the same thing. They all said that the mother told many lies about her son and that she provided false leads and attempted to fundraise for her missing son. Neighbors told local news outlets that they've seen Rudy frequently in the community, like multiple times in the last 8 years. Okay, well, I have a question, but we'll get back to that. Voting records showed that he has voted 3 times since he's been reported missing. Local law enforcement didn't catch on to that. On Wednesday, an activist that attended the police interview told reporters that Rudy said that he ran away but quickly returned home. Since then, he has endured 8 years of lies, abuse, drugging, SA by his mother, slave-like conditions, all at the hands of his mother. So he tells all of these horrific things to this activist and to these investigators for HPD, Houston Police Department. And the DA is saying that there's no charges so far. And they're not going to charge her for lying to police. What? Rudy suffered severe depression and anxiety like before he went missing, supposedly. After losing both his father and his brother, he watched his brother die at a motorcycle accident right in front of him. The mom has lied throughout this entire time. She gave the investigators the wrong birth year and only provided 2 photos of Rudy. Now, what's interesting is he was in a hotel and had this interview with the investigators and with the activist. But the family is saying that he's staying in the fetal position, nonverbal, and he flinches if anyone tries to touch him. Well, how is he in the fetal position, nonverbal, but yet talking to investigators? I don't understand. So also, back to this, neighbors told local news they saw Rudy frequently in the community. Okay, well, if the mother reported him missing, I mean, wouldn't that have been like on the news and like missing posters or whatever? But the neighbors said they frequently saw him. Well, then why didn't anybody call or why didn't anybody do anything? Well, then it talks about there are reports that family members and neighbors had called HPD and these private investigators and said, hey, look, he's at her house. He's not missing. He's with his mom. And HPD didn't really seem too interested. So I'm curious to see how this goes and how this, progresses. And I don't understand why they're not going to charge her for lying to police and filing a false report and, all the things. I don't understand that. Okay, so now, we're guys also though, send some good vibes and prayers for that family, not necessarily his mother, but for him and his family that truly love him, that we can get answers that we need and that he can begin the healing process. So yeah, let's keep them in mind, guys, the family and Rudy himself. let's keep them in mind and keep them in our thoughts. And now we're going to talk about Alexee Trevizo. Do y'all know who that is? If you don't, take a second, go Google. Alexee Trevizo. So she's a 19-year-old from Artesia, New Mexico, and she's charged with first-degree murder and tampering with evidence for allegedly giving birth in a hospital and putting the baby in a trash can. So many things I could say and that I think, but we shall not. We shall stick to facts. She's charged with, like I said, first-degree murder and tampering with evidence. They allowed her, my nose ring will not stay straight. They allowed her to bond out on a first-degree murder charge so she could finish high school and graduate. What? She was seen just weeks later after what she did to her baby, smiling at prom. Can somebody make this make sense? Because, first of all, why was she allowed to bond out and finish high school and graduate and go to prom? Secondly, how she ever had the audacity to show her face back in this school is beyond me. She's a special kind of evil. The baby's autopsy report, and I'm going to tell you, I looked at the autopsy report. It is public. I looked at it. I read it. It's public. If you guys want to go look at it yourself, just Google Alexee Trevizo baby autopsy. You will find it. I am not going to get into detail about it here because it's heartbreaking and it makes me angry and it's awful. However, I will say that the autopsy reported that there was air in the baby's lungs, even though Alexee said she keeps calling the baby it. She doesn't refer to it as he, her son, the baby. Nope, it's it. Which also makes me angry. But the baby, she says the baby never took a breath. But the autopsy shows there was air in the baby's lungs. All the news outlets that I've looked at to get the facts on this case, they all keep calling her a 19-year-old woman. I can't make that word come out of my mouth in description of her. She's not a woman. She's, well, she doesn't deserve that title. Anyway, moving on. So like I said, they allowed her to bond out to graduate, and she went to prom like a couple weeks after. There's pictures of her smiling. The autopsy reported air in the lungs, which we all know means the baby did take a breath, at least one, even though she says different. But I don't care what she says because science speaks, you know. Sorry, I gotta get comfortable. Okay, if that's too much sun, guys, let me know and I'll close the blinds a little bit. Okay, so she says the baby never took a breath. Now, this happened on January 27th. Even though she's a self-proclaimed virgin, yeah, she swore she wasn't pregnant, swore all these things. She's a liar. But I saw a video of her mom in the room with her. Like after Alexee she originally goes to the hospital for lower back pain and for hip pain. And so they did a urine pregnancy test and a blood pregnancy test. And the hospital staff at that time had those test results back. However, they had not informed Alexee yet. And that's another part that comes up here in a minute. But anyway, Alexee swore she had never had sex, swore she was a virgin, this, that, and the third. And that's clearly not the truth. So what's interesting, though, is if you guys watch that video where the doctors come in and they tell Alexee that they found the baby in the trash can and all that, and the doctor in the room with her, I don't know how she held her composure because I would have throttled this girl. Anyway, The mother then begins to look at Alexee, and she starts like, we went over this. You said you weren't pregnant. You said you hadn't had sex. Like, really, lady? This doctor just came in and told you that she found your daughter's baby in a trash can? And all you're worried about is the fact that Alexee lied to you about having sex. I don't understand that. The whole family seems warped. But anyway, so she gave birth on January 27th. Alexee's mother claims that she didn't know that Alexee was pregnant, although there's pictures and videos that have surfaced showing a very visible baby bump. Alexee was a cheerleader, and there's pictures and video that people have sent into news stations and posted online. It's a very visible baby bump, like, because this is a small girl, very visible. There's no way her mother didn't know. So either one, her mother is a liar just like she is, or two, that is the most disconnected mother on this planet, because there's no way she looked at this girl and did not know that she was pregnant. Absolutely no way. She says she didn't know. So, like I said, she was allowed to bond out, to go to, to graduate, blah, 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 blah. And she's due back in September. Now, I also heard, it might have been JLR, Jonathan Lee Riches that actually reported it first, but I could be wrong, but I think it was JLR, or it might not have. It might have been Court TV. I'm not real sure. But they've also, Dylan, which is the baby's father, and Alexee have filed a wrongful death suit against the hospital based upon the fact that they had the test results back but didn't tell Alexee before she, did what she did. She pled not guilty, of course. So everything I just said about that case is alleged. Go watch the hospital videos. They're out there. It shows Alexee running to the bathroom, and she's holding her bottom, actually, and she's in there for approximately 17 minutes. The nursing staff hear the water running, paper towels going, the dispenser. The toilet is flushing multiple times, and they keep asking her if she's okay, and then they eventually tell her she has to come out. Well, she does come out and walks straight back to her room where her mother is, and just leaves this scene for somebody else to find. Like I said, I have more respect for the baby than to get into the autopsy results here. But if you guys want to, that's on you. I gotta say, I don't feel bad for Alexee's family, because there's no way your daughter is pregnant and you have no idea, when she looks like she swallowed a basketball and you have no idea. Okay. And like I said, when they found this out, the only thing the mother was concerned with is that Alexee lied to her about being sexually active. You just got told your daughter got rid of her baby in a trash can, and you're concerned that she lied to you about being sexually active. Better be glad I wasn't one of them nurses, because I would lose my license and I'd be going to jail. I just don't. And there's been friends, like her friends of hers, or people in school with her, that said that she knew she was pregnant and even had named the baby Alex. Like, she knew it was a boy and she knew it was pregnant. Or she knew she was pregnant. So if those rumors are true and she knew it was a boy and even had a name for it picked out, that would mean she had to have went to the doctor. So mom didn't know? I don't think I believe that. So the nursing staff has said that it was so traumatizing to see what they saw. But Alexee doesn't seem to care. Like, she's out here living her best life. She's a disgusting human. Um, that just blows my mind. Like I said, if you want to get into the details of that case, go look it up. um, Also, now you guys have heard the rumors of Candus and Dawn Wells. Lord have mercy. The plot thickens with these people every day, and you don't know what the truth is. And I don't really think the truth is in these folks at all, or anybody from Ben Hill Road, to just be honest with you. But anyway, so there's a rumor going around that Candus had another boyfriend in Arkansas in 2008, and not long after they split up, he supposedly passed. Have you guys ever sat and looked at how many people that are connected to this case have just disappeared or passed away? Has anybody thought about that? So we all know Jose has passed. Now, this guy, Candus's ex, or whatever, he's not connected to this case, but he's connected to her. Jose was found deceased in California, I think it was. Then, of course, our sweet girl, Summer. There was another person that was like attached, or like in the alley circle. I might be wrong, but I think her name was Lisa or something. Like, disappearances and deaths seem to be like Candus's expertise here. There's the rumor too that Dawn was forced back to come back to Tennessee because him and Candus are wherever doing whatever in Arkansas again or whatever. And there's a rumor that he was forced back to come to Tennessee, but I don't know how true that is either. The charges have came out about him stealing the underneaths of this girl. Got charged with that. Like, this is the craziest. And what seems to be the problem here is all these crazy rumors, all this craziness is coming out about Dawn and Candus. And it's like taking the spotlight off of Summer. And I don't know if that's what they're trying to do. Like, is that their purpose? Is that what they want to do? Or like, obviously it is what they want to do. But it's starting to make me like really, I had hope for the longest time that there would be justice for Summer. But as time goes on, and all these idiot people that are involved just keep, like, the weirdest things keep happening in that situation. And it's been over 2 years, and we still have no answers. And these people are just out here living, again, their best version of life and having no consequence. I don't understand. Oh, my goodness. The world's crazy. Bat crap crazy. There's so much going on right now, like the UFO landings in Vegas. Was it Vegas? Yeah, it was Vegas. And, people having pictures of extraterrestrials from Vegas. And, like, have you guys ever just sat down and just thought about everything going on? Everything that comes out in the news, all the craziness that just makes you go, what? It's like an everyday thing now. Like, the Rudy Farias case is completely wild and completely crazy. Winter Smith, she was reported missing and then sadly found in Detroit, which is another crazy story. It was like the guy, it was the girl, it was the mom's ex. He didn't take his own kid. He took the other child, which was Winter. It's so weird. Like, I don't understand why people do the things they do. I question that often. Why do people do the horrible, horrible things they do? I don't understand, guys. I just maybe, and maybe it's not for me to understand. I don't know, but I have no faith in humanity anymore whatsoever. None at all. But anyway, guys, come over here in the chat. You can tell me your opinions about it. We'll get back on and we'll talk about it. I love you guys. Please, please be kind to each other. You never know what each other's going through. Um, Kindness costs nothing. So just please be kind, you guys, and love each other. And remember, you can book with me for readings, for intuitive tarot readings. Also, if you're in the state of Tennessee and you need an officiant, you can go to my website also. It's on the front page of my little YouTube channel here. It's the little icon that says book with me. Click it, and it'll take you to my page, and we'll get you set up. Give me a thumbs up if you like what we talked about. Go ahead and share my video out, guys. I love you guys. Like I said, be kind. Be kind. Be kind to each other. Be kind to everyone. You never know that it really just might make a difference. I'll be back, guys. Let me know what your thoughts are.